think there's no sort of, you can't really butter it up. It was a poor result coupled with a poor performance today.
And a bit more than that. And yet you're looking for it and you're saying the game plan, we come here with a different game plan than we did the last time. You know, with the 3-man in midfield, it looked solid. It was going along frustrating Celtic, going along nicely. And then to lose the first goal for a set piece. You know, I don't mind getting beat with a wonder goal, but to lose a goal for a set piece, having put so much work into keeping it quiet and working really hard in that midfield, that was bitterly disappointing. And then, you know, you have to give credit where it's due. Celtic are miles in front of anybody in Scottish football. They really, really are. He's done a wonderful job, Neil, you know, and especially in the attacking areas, in terms of Stokes and Commons and Samaras and Lee Griffiths. They've got guys that will score goals, natural goal scorers. You know, but we're a better team than 6, that's for sure. With the spirit and the character and the way we go about our business, we're a better team for 6. And my only disappointment is, and after the third goal, I felt the heads went down a little bit and we felt sorry for ourselves. And the reason I'm saying that is felt sorry for ourselves in the game plan, just because we're losing. That still means to say you have to track runners, you have to track fullbacks, you have to get tucked in, and you still have to stick to the game plan, even when you're 3 goals down. And I just felt that one or two of us just said, well, what's the point? You know, there has to be pride in your performance. And but all credit where it's due, Celtic were clinical, and they were ruthless in their finishing, and some of it was self-inflicted. What did we do? What did I say in the dressing room? Told them the disappointment, how we're better in that, the way they go about their business. They don't deserve that, especially no 6. But you have to aspire to who you're playing against, how quick he is, how fit he is, how good he is, how passing he is, how his movement is. Then them as a team collectively, and you have to aspire to go and try and be as good as him. Will you ever do it? No. Celtic are miles out front in Scottish football, miles in front. But Celtic's not our fight. The rest of the league's our fight. So what my point is, if we try and do as good as we can to try and reach Celtic standards, hopefully we'll take care of the rest of them. So that's the message I've left in the dressing room. Even in defeat, you can take a positive out of it, you know, and I'm hoping that the boys come back and name individually and say, I want to be as good as you. How do I do it? Are you going to show me? And it happens on the training pitch, and then when you go into that stage, come a Saturday, Sunday, you go and perform.
There's been a few goals in the last few months, sort of giving the ball away too close to their own penalty area. Is that maybe just not knowing when to pass it right and when to play it safe?
What's safe? What's playing it safe?
Just getting it clear rather than...
And kicking it up the park to Celtic and just let them come at you again.
It's not, I don't think I mean like that, but rather than risky passes around...
No, it's not so much risky passes, because what we do is, if you notice, there's plenty of passes to be played in there, and the times we frustrated Celtic is when we're passing it around a bit in the midfield. All we need to do is become better at it. You have to become better at it, you have to get on the ball, you have to have a self-belief. You're a footballer, get on the ball and pass it and make those passes. But I'm not talking about just in there, I'm talking about the way you pass it, that you pass it safe side. You know, and as I say, if we keep working at it, you know, you'll become better individually and collectively. You have to know when to clear your lines, that's for sure. You have to know when to squeeze the game. But you know, I've seen Celtic many times in Europe playing against Barcelona, and when they can't pass it and they play it long and they don't see the ball for the next 20 minutes, and I would rather keep it or try and keep it and just playing that long hopeless ball.
I'm sure you're looking for a big reaction from the boys next week.
Well, the thing about it, the most important thing about it is, and everybody has to realise this, Celtic's not our fight. We're better in 6, but you have to take it on the chin. They're not our fight. They're miles out in front of Scottish football. The rest of them is our fight, and if we aspire to try and be as good as Celtic, hopefully that'll, you know, take care of the rest of them. But that's not taking away for the season that the boys have had. They've had a wonderful season. You know, getting in that top 6 in National Cup final, what we need to do is we just need to look at it, analyse it, regroup and go again. And I've said that to the boys, you have to have a strong character and a belief in your own ability. You're talking about when to pass it and when to clear it. Many boys did you see, many Inverness boys did you just keep getting muscled off the ball. You know, that's surprising for me, you know, because, you know, just Celtic boys leaning and muscling, because that's a desire and to go and get that ball back, and there's an acceptance for us to get muscled. You know, and the thing about it, I says to them, you punch them in the nose, they bleed. The Celtic boys bleed. You know, don't stand back and give them too much respect. Let's get in about them. And I felt we could have done that a little bit better. We could have got a foot on and got in about with them a little bit more. But it's difficult, very difficult with the way they play and they rotate. And if you go and press, then there's a guy playing in the lines behind you, where Chris Commons goes and plays. And so you have to be tactically switched on. And I felt we were for 30 minutes, but bitterly disappointed with the end result.
There's a few players missing today, James Vincent, David Raven and Marley Watkins.
It's not an excuse. No excuse.
Just will they be
because
okay?
I've got players coming in asking me, coming in and saying, you know, what about when I get my chance? So and I've said to them, you all get your chance. When you get your chance, you get the strip, be man of the match. And you know, and I've got great confidence in all of them that they're all. That's why they're all signed up here, ready to go. Listen, we can take it, we can analyse it. We're all absolutely gutted. You know, it's coming here. We're better in 6 with the spirit and all that, but what we need to do is we need to regroup and go again. And you cannot forget the fact of the season that we've had. And no matter if it's Marley Watkins, James Vincent, David Raven, Nick Ross, Danny Williams, in there, you know, no matter who it is, when you're in that starting 11, you have to go and take Inverness where we all want to be. And that's, you know, in the latter stages of cup competitions and always try to get ourselves in the top 6.
I was going to say, can we expect to see them back next week?
I'd like to think so, yeah. I think the two of them are just strains, and Marley was very poorly this morning, so we just left him back at home. And these things happen in football, you know. It's neither here or there. You know, I was just, as I say, my whole disappointment is losing 6 goals. Losing 6 goals, it's an embarrassment, and we're better in that. The way the boys conduct themselves, the way they demand off each other, we're better in 6. But we're playing against a team that were ruthless, clinical, and every chance they got the ball, put the ball in the back of that net, you know, they took that opportunity.
Thanks, John. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Cheers.